If I want to extend the program by a week and call next week my last week, that's fine. It's fine. There's no law. There's no like police that are gonna come to my house and tell me I did it wrong and I have to go to jail now. Hey guys, so today is my weight loss update. It is supposed to be my final weigh-in for week 10 of the BodySlims program, which is a 10-week program. Today is supposed to be the last day. Here's the deal. I'm an adult. I am a grown-up who makes my own rules, and this last week was not a good week for it to be my last week of the program. So I am making next week my last week of the program. So I guess BodySlims is 11 weeks for me, and I feel good about that. Here's why. So BodySlims, as you may or may not know, is a program that is based in Ireland, okay? So they don't celebrate American Thanksgiving because that would be really weird. So they don't take into account when they're planning the 10-week program that the last week includes Thanksgiving Day in America. And so, you know, I'm sure if they had taken that into consideration, then maybe they would have moved the dates around a little bit. But since everything is not about the USA, even though we think it is, they didn't take that into account. They completely disregarded the fact that that was happening. Maybe they don't get that many people from the US joining the program. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Long and short of it is, this last week was not a good week in terms of weight loss because A, it was Thanksgiving, so food, I chose to just eat what I wanted, which I feel fine about that. And then B, I also didn't really move as much. I didn't take my walks every single day. And I certainly did not take my 10K walk, which is supposed to be kind of like the grand finale of the program. So that's what happened. And I ended up gaining back some weight. Last week, I believe I weighed in at 168.2, which had brought me to like a 14-pound loss for the whole program. And then today, I think I'm back up to 170 point something. So I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna make an executive decision. I'm gonna give myself an extra week to at least get back down to where I was, and do my 10K walk for the finale, do my dress up day in my red dress and all of that. So it does kind of feel anticlimactic today. Like, it feels a little weird. It feels kind of unsatisfying, if I'm being honest, but it's just an online program. It's not like there is an in-person party or something. It's not like there was an in-person 10K that I was missing out on or anything like that. It's all virtual. So I feel like one of the biggest things that I've learned during this whole process is to take in what Jer is saying or what the seminars are saying, to apply it to my own life as best I can, but to also understand who I am, what my circumstances are, and what I can do realistically to achieve my goal. So I do understand. I know at the very beginning and before I even started BodySlims, one of the things I said a lot was, you know, it's easier to do the program at 100% than it is to kind of half-ass the program. I still agree with that. I think that is true, but I think that really applies to the base program, like the base level of the program, where you're given your calorie allowance and you're given your task to take a 1-hour walk every day. Like, if you can do that every day or most days, I think that is the 100%. That is the easiest to do if you just do it, right? All of the other things, like the challenges that got added on along the way, the focus on like which specific foods you have to give up, or that you should give up, or that you should consider giving up, whatever. I think all of that just served, for me, it served as distraction. It served as almost a negative, honestly. Like those things became roadblocks for me that made it harder to continue than if I had just done the basics and felt good about doing it the whole time. I understand from a psychological perspective, like why Jer keeps adding on and adding on and adding on and giving new challenges. I get it. But I don't agree with it, if I'm being totally honest. I don't think that mindset, I don't think that approach works for everyone. Obviously, it works amazingly for a lot of people. There are people on this program who just this specific past 10 weeks have lost, 30 pounds, 40 pounds in 10 weeks, right? So for, whatever they did, maybe they took on every single challenge that he proposed. Maybe they never had a bad day. I'm not really sure how that happened. Or maybe they started at 350 pounds. Whatever, it's none of my business. But what I have learned is that what is my business is to check in with myself, to stay true to myself, to remember my goals, to remember my why, my ability for the day, right? Where I'm at, and to do my best for that day. There is another YouTube creator called Grow with Jo. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but I'll link her in the description. But she started an online workout. Like, she just started a YouTube channel where she was doing workouts at home when she was postpartum because she wasn't happy with her body, and she lost the weight, and now she has like millions of subscribers, millions of views on her videos. She has an app, she's great. She's doing great. And one of the things that I like that she says a lot on her community posts and in her messaging is that you can give 100% every day of what you have, right? So 100% on one day might be 100%. Like, you have a lot of energy, the weather's good, you are hydrated, your kids are great, they're doing fine, husband's in a good mood, work's going great. Like, you can give your 100% that day. Sounds great. But on the days when the shit's hitting the fan and it's 20 degrees outside and it's dark at 4:00 in the afternoon, and your toddler is cranky, and like whatever the reasons are, those are my roadblocks. I don't know what your reasons are. But on those days, maybe you are running at 60% as a human. So you giving your 100% might look different every day, and that's okay. That is what it is. So I think that's really what I want to embrace. And I think it is really helpful that I have started to sort of take that in over the course of the past 10 weeks. And that is what has allowed me to be flexible in my thinking. Like, it's not black and white. It is not just either I did everything exactly perfect for these 10 weeks and I lost a specific amount of weight, or else I'm a failure. Like, I didn't finish, or I didn't do it. I didn't do it right. I don't want to think that way anymore. It's like, okay, I had a hard week my last week. I had many hard weeks throughout this program, and I still persevered. I still did my best that I could do on each of those days, even if it didn't look perfect on paper. And if I want to extend the program by a week and call next week my last week and do my 6-mile walk, 10K, whatever it is, next weekend, that's fine. It's fine. There's no law. There's no police that are gonna come to my house and tell me I did it wrong and I have to go to jail now. So if you are somebody who struggles with sort of this all or nothing thinking, with this black and white thinking, where either you do it perfect or you didn't do it at all, or, well, I messed up, so now I'm just done and I'm over it and I didn't accomplish what I wanted. I would encourage you to try and give yourself a little grace. Try and kind of expand your thinking a little bit. Allow some room for some gray in between the black and white, some nuance. I know that's really scary because it can allow for people completely falling off the wagon. It can allow for people to get so far off track. If you give yourself a little bit of leeway, then what's to stop you from just, completely giving up? And then that is a danger, right? That's a real danger. I understand that. But I think if you can really get yourself in the right mindset, get really clear about your goals, get yourself committed to what you're doing, and trust yourself that you can get back on track whenever you need to, that you can take a break and come right back and it's okay, then I think you're going to be all right. So that's my news for today. That is my weight loss update. I am not done with BodySlims yet, even though technically today is the 10th day, the 10th weigh-in of the program. I'm going to do it next week. Next week is going to be my last weigh-in for BodySlims. Next week, I'm going to do all the pictures, before and afters, all that juicy stuff. And then that'll be it. So thank you so much for watching. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.